Hi, my name is Brett Bucci. I'm from Tarrytown, New York, and I wanted to create a series of videos to discuss films that I've seen and films that are being released in theaters. I have a lot of opinions about movies, especially actors and acting choices, so I thought that this could be a fun place to share all that. I was inspired to create this vlog because I just saw Sherlock Holmes for the first time. And I must have been living under a rock when it came out because it's a Guy Ritchie film and one of my favorite actors, Robert Downey Jr. is in it, in the lead role. So I should have gone to see it in theaters. I should have supported them and handed in my $11, but I didn't. And I regret that because it was so much fun. It was absolutely brilliant. Guy Ritchie's always fun to watch because he has such a unique style of filmmaking. When you watch a Guy Ritchie film, you know it's by him. There's no doubt in your mind. Sort of like when you watch a Quentin Tarantino film or an M. Night Shyamalan film. You know, they all have their own little signature trademarks that they string along through all their projects. For M. Night Shyamalan, it might be something like the setting of the film is in Philadelphia, or that there's a twist ending. But for Guy Ritchie, it's that you're thrown immediately into the action of the film and you sort of have to catch up as an audience member partaking in this experience. He also has this extremely dry sense of humor that's just so much fun to be a part of and to try to understand. He's a smart filmmaker. He assumes that his audience is intelligent. He doesn't assume that we're stupid, and I really appreciate that because it gives us a higher quality of entertainment. Films should, make us think. They should entertain us, but they should also leave us with something to talk about. Movies like Inception did that, where, you had to go online and do research and really dive into what Christopher Nolan was getting at. And just things like that, things that make movies fun and also thought-provoking. I'm a big fan of. Something else that I really love about Guy Ritchie films is that the writing is so smart. For example, he combined elements of magic and history and science, these unknown things that made it so interesting and really engaged us right from the start because we wanted to understand. He used a lot of symbolism, which is always fun. I don't know why people seem to be drawn to symbology, but I find it interesting. The air, water, earth, fire, the basic elements. This symbol of the Sphinx, the ox, the lion, the man, and the eagle. It's just interesting to kind of pick apart, and I even went on Wikipedia after I watched the film and sort of tried to figure out more about those symbols. What else? Oh, Guy Ritchie is wonderful at creating character relationships. And the reason that I think a lot of people loved this movie was because Watson and Holmes were so in love with one another. And you couldn't help but see it. They bickered, they quarreled, they were jealous of one another, they were vulnerable in front of one another, they apologized, they felt guilt. So it was just completely, sincere and genuine, and it was such a unique relationship that Jude Law and Robert Downey Jr. had. And it would have been fun to be on set and see them sort of pumping each other up before a scene, playing pranks, sort of getting into character, getting into the mode of these two people. It was actually rumored that Colin Farrell was supposed to play the part of Watson, but I guess something fell through. Something obviously didn't work out, and as much as I love Colin Farrell, I'm kind of happy that it didn't, because I think no one else could have played Watson the way Jude Law did and have it be so positively effective. Another casting rumor, or well, it might be true, is that Sienna Miller was supposed to play Mary, Watson's fiancée, but then she found out that Jude Law had the part of Watson and she didn't want to be a part of the project anymore. Because I guess it might have been a little bit awkward to be working with your ex-fiancé who cheated on you with the nanny. But I'm not here to talk about anyone as people, as individuals, just as actors, so ignore that, I'm sorry. What else? Rachel McAdams. Gorgeous. She makes me sick to look at. I honestly have to turn my face away from the screen sometimes because I'm human and she's human, but she looks like that and I look like this. Not that there's anything wrong with the way I look, it's just she's breathtaking. And she's also extremely talented, and I've loved every one of her roles ever since The Hot Chick. But in this film, I think it was just such a different character for her to play that maybe she wasn't comfortable with it, or maybe her acting choices were just different than what I imagined it should have been. And she came across kind of as stiff and as a little bit cold, maybe. I mean, with a character like Sherlock Holmes, and I know that Holmes and Irene Adler are very different, but Sherlock Holmes, the way Robert Downey Jr. portrayed him, you could see everything he was thinking. Every thought going through his head became an expression on his face. And for Irene Adler, for Rachel McAdams, it was different. I was missing a little bit of like her humanity that I think should have been brought to the character. You know, the thing that makes characters cool and fun to watch and easy to fall in love with is that they're so bizarre and weird and unexpected and surprising and disappointing. And, you know, it's characters like Sherlock Holmes and like Jack Sparrow who just really make you fall in love with them and need to know what they're going to do next. And I think that Irene Adler had potential for that, but it was just a little too, maybe her corset was too tight. I actually heard that Rachel McAdams hated wearing the corset so tightly, and she used to eat a very big breakfast so that her stomach would, you know, stick out and that they couldn't pull the corset as tightly as they should have, but apparently the costumers caught on to that eventually. I'm sure she was disappointed. And so, all in all, it was a great film. I really loved it. A very fun experience. I would see it again. I really hope that they make a sequel. I mean, the way they left the film was a complete tease. They solved one mystery, which was interesting, and, you know, I really needed that mystery solved, but then there was this whole underlying mystery beneath that, and, you know, the mastermind behind this huge event, and he wasn't caught. He's still out there, the professor. His name starts with an M, and I'm not going to pronounce it right, so I'm not going to try. But, yeah, so, I mean, if Guy Ritchie's out there, I hope you're writing a sequel. I'd go pay for it. I swear I'll go to see it in theaters this time. And I don't think I got enough of Sherlock Holmes and Watson. I am a sucker for an awkward bromance, and I loved everything about their relationship. So that's all I'm going to say. Again, I'm Brett Bucci. First time here on Facebook. And I hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you have opinions, please post them, comments. If you disagree with me, I'd love to hear your reactions. Let's just keep it friendly and respectful, but I'm happy to be here, and I'm going to post more videos, and if you watch them, wonderful, and if you don't, I'll just be here talking to myself. So thanks again, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.